You don't own Nigeria. About 8.20 million votes produce the president. The population of Nigeria is over 250 million. So they are not the majority. The majority are innocent people that are dying, that are suffering from hunger, from starvation, from insecurity, from maiming, from barbarism. So APC is not in the majority. The majority of the victims of democracy are Nigerians. And the president should know this better than any other person. He invested to ensure democracy prevails. There is no justification for having palpitation. Nigeria is for all of us. All this nepotism and so on and so forth is a primitive idea. I am a product of Nigeria. It wasn't just my tribe, the Fulani, that made me who I am. A collection of brilliant Nigerians made me who I am. The input of Nigerians made me who I am, that I'm standing here today. And I'm grateful to all Nigerians. My loyalty is to my country, not any other thing. So we believe in democracy that we embraced, that we cherished, that we protected. People die. In every election, people died. And President Bola Tinubu should know better. What happened in the last election in Lagos, what happened in June 12 in Lagos. In my presence, I saw how young people were killed, shot and killed and taken away. Did you ask their parents how they feel? How they are feeling? What is democracy? Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We are not running a military regime, a unitary system of government. And the reason why there are multiple political parties is to have different ways and ideas. Why we have the National Assembly is to checkmate the excesses of the executive. And of course, if both of them are reckless, the judiciary is to restore normalcy, to interpret the law that will stabilize the country, just like what they did in the local government financial autonomy. That is a great service to the country. But in a situation where the whole world would describe our judiciary as a corrupt institution that have been collecting money more than any other institution, I feel ashamed about it. I feel bad about it. So, like you said, our senators, you know, they are vibrant. They are ranking senators. They are up and doing. One of our senators is not too disposed. We are working. We are praying for him. He's also in the hospital. But, you know, Wadada is everywhere. He's working very hard. We always compare notes. But compared to what we have and those in the majority in the Senate, you know, what can you do? What is the most uncharitable thing to do? And therefore, if the APC feel that they don't need him anymore, we in the SDP, we are making a call and we are inviting Senator Ndume openly to come and join the Social Democratic Party. We will work with him. We will support him to continue the good job he's doing in the Senate. We will not hesitate to do whatever it takes to support him. And it's documented that the APC wrote that letter asking him to leave. They don't need him, they don't need his services. But Nigerians need his services. SDP needs his services. We are here to say that we stand by what he has said. He is honest, he is sincere, he has told the government the bitter truth they don't want to hear. And some of us are shocked. Some of us that knows the president. President Bola Tinubu is a bridge builder. He's one man who believes in reaching out to everyone. The man that I know have listening ears. And so if somebody who happened to be very close to the president, Senator Ndume, said that no one of them have access to him anymore, and that those who are in charge of the entire process are being described in different quarters with different mentality, you know, of serving their own interest, not the interest of the country. So we feel strongly that what happened was completely wrong. It wasn't in the overall national interest of the country. The kakistocrats and the kleptocrats that was mentioned and explained by Senator Ndume is right, is correct, whether the government like it or not. It is an opportunity for the president to review his cabinet and purge his cabinet and make sure that his policies and programs are people-oriented. He said he applied for the job. So he's not complaining. I've always said that, Mr. President, you don't need to complain. You may not know what is going on. But we that are telling you, state clearly. First, we stand before you today to address a press conference that threatened the very fabric of our democracy. The recent removal of Senator Ali Ndume as Chief Whip of the Senate, coupled with the intolerance displayed by the presidency and the All People, the Progressive People Congress (APC), is a stark reminder of the danger of unchecked power. Senator Ndume's criticism of the government policies and their impact on Nigerians is not only legitimate, but also a testament to his commitment to the well-being of our citizens. Yet, instead of engaging with his concern, the APC leadership chose to silence him through removal and intimidation. We also heard, we are not sure, rumors going around that our dear patriotic media men who are committed, sacrificing their life, covering every event, releasing them the way they are, there was some attempt to invite them through some envelope to water down what happened at the floor of the Senate. We had some of them who were patriotic enough to say, no, we are doing our duty, and will continue to do their duty. And this is what we expect of the media. And some of the great media men that are here that I know over decades, they are very committed and loyal people. Let me tell you, Nigeria is for all of us. If you refuse to do the right thing, then the fact will haunt all of us. We have nowhere to go. We may disagree, but the unity of Nigeria, strengthening our unity, is our fundamental responsibility. Nobody can do it for us. There is no foreigner from anywhere that come and solve our problem. No foreigner. We have three sets of minds. The great minds that think and analyze what the future would look like. What can make the nation great? What can solve the problem of Nigeria? And you have the middle minds that analyze events. That's what they specialize in doing. Very low people, what they think of, look, this event happened here, what happened there. And then you have the other class who believe in, gossiping. This man is looking fat today. This man is looking slim today. That's what they believe in. But we have a great mind. We have to think of a great Nigeria, how Nigeria can move on. This is not an isolation incident. We recall the experiences of Senator Abdul Ningi of recent, who was suspended for raising an issue of alleged padding of the budget, an issue of grave concern that casts aspersion on the integrity of both the Senate and the presidency. Recently, the former president of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawal, also raised serious concern, and Senator Adam Oshomole suffered similar fate for speaking the truth to power. This trend is alarming and undermining the principle of democracy and fair hearing. How about Senator Adam Oshomole, who has been crying out like a voice in the wilderness, calling the administration attention to the effects of many of its policies and how they threaten the advancement of a true democratic and developing nation like Nigeria? Personally, the President Bola Asiwaju that I know and interact with is a bridge builder who over the years have proven to be people-oriented and detribalised. He welcomes everyone with open arms and is always ready to make adjustments upon the proof of superiority of ideas and knowledge. But what we witness currently is a president under whose watch uncalculated decisions are made, which effects has set the country on free fall in almost all ramifications. The only thing left for our country now are human beings who cannot tell where their next meal is coming from. a people who cannot close their eyes, who cannot close their two eyes to sleep without their life being threatened by insecurity. This is the democracy that our compatriots, including Bola Tinubu himself, fought in the good days of our military rule in Nigeria. I don't want to call it dark days. I believe we are all Nigerians, whether we are in uniform or civilians or politicians. Both the politicians and the military have contributed to the development of Nigeria. We are partners in progress. They belong to a different field of protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria. So I'm one of those who disagree to call that period dark day periods. Every period has its dark days. This democracy that we are, there is no time in history that Nigerians lost their life, killed and maimed and kidnapped with barbarism like this democracy that we run. So for me, good days of the military administration then. The SDP believe that criticism is essential to a healthy democracy, and we will not stand by idle while the APC seek to stifle dissenting voices. We extend our official invitation to Senator Ali Ndume to join our great party and continue his quest for social justice, good governance, and entrenchment of democratic principle. Senator Ndume will say, you are courageous, stand against the APC authoritarianism, tendencies is laudable, and we welcome you to our fold. Together, we shall continue to advocate for the right of Nigerians and ensure our democracy remains vibrant and inclusive. To the APC and the presidency, we say, embrace criticism, listen to the concerns of Nigerians, and work towards building a more inclusive, participatory democracy. Let us all unite to restore Nigerian democracy and ensure that the voices of our citizens are heard. Thank you very much. There is any question? We're ready to. The senator is a product of the party. The senator was here with me. We've been discussing a lot of issues. We are not silent on this, just the way the headquarters of the party are up and doing in terms of advising this government. I also know, and you are also aware, our elected members have been coming here to the Secretariat to brief us. Our elected members in the State Assembly have also visited the Secretariat to update us what they are doing in their various states assemblies. We are not a party that will just sit and allow things to go unnoticed. We are very, very alert. And of course, you know, the chamber have different components of elected people from different platforms. But that is not the concern of today. The concern of today is that the National Assembly is a symbol of our democracy. If the National Assembly is being weakened, if the judiciary is being weakened, look at what is going on with the judiciary. I just saw a publication of People Gadget or something, talking about the corruption indexed in Nigeria. They rated judiciary as the most corrupt institution that have collected money more than the police, more than the politicians, more than any other institution in Nigeria. And that is the last hope of a common man, the judiciary. We were bite terribly as a party through the judiciary. We were taken off our feet by the judicial judgments based on our facts, based on our record, based on our presentations, based on documents we submitted to INEC. The appeal court judgment and the tribunal judgment is something that I don't want to even mention. I have the highest respect for the judiciary. But let me say this, I have mentioned before, if these arms of government, both the executive, the National Assembly, and the judiciary, do not believe or do not understand that the only pillars that is keeping Nigeria going, they are making the greatest mistakes of their life. The greatest mistakes of their life. Any arm of government can truncate a system. any arm of the government. If executive is reckless, why we have the National Assembly is to checkmate the excesses of the executive. And of course, if both of them are reckless, the judiciary is to restore normalcy, to interpret the law that will stabilize the country, just like what they did in the local government financial autonomy. That is a great service to the country. But in a situation where the whole world would describe our judiciary as a corrupt institution that have been collecting money more than any other institution, I feel ashamed about it. I feel bad about it. So, like you said, our senators, you know, they are vibrant, they are ranking senators, they are up and doing. One of our senators is not too disposed. We are working, we are praying for him. He's also in the hospital. But, you know, Wadada is everywhere. He's working very hard. We always compare notes. But compared to what we have, and those in the majority in the Senate, you know, what can you do? What we can do is to add our voice, add our wisdom to stabilize this country. The entire majority, or 99% of the political parties, stood by INEC on the very day INEC declared the results. Not because the result was perfect or was absolutely correct. No, our interest is to make sure that democracy have not been tampered with. That was our interest. We stood by it, and we got it right. Because anarchy would have ensued. What would have happened? So it's our collective responsibility. The National Assembly, the Senate President, who happened to be my good friend, the Speaker that I know that I respect, they have served in different capacities. He was a governor for 8 years. He was a senator. He was a minister. You are running one of the biggest parliaments in Africa. And then you don't have the large heart to accommodate dissenting voices that will strengthen your position, that will redefine the Nigerian parliament, that will show that we have a parliament that is robust, that is accommodating. So if within the ambit of their own party, they can humiliate, intimidate a resourceful, one of the ranking senators in their mix, highly experienced, then what can you say? You can see how PDP have gone down. There's no single voice from the PDP today. So are we really fighting to protect democracy? Are we pretending? Are we doing it just for our stomach? What I'm doing is not that I'm comfortable with it. It's a major sacrifice that we are doing. Telling them the truth. They might not like it. We saw some people recently went on air, said that they criticized somebody, he sends assassins after him. This is what we know has happened. So many politicians have been assassinated. It's not as if we are comfortable, but then we cannot abandon our country. We cannot be intimidated. Some of us are product of guts. It is the God that is making us to stand and tell the government the truth. I don't have any other country passport. If there's a problem here, I have nowhere to run to. I don't have a house anywhere apart from Nigeria. I was born here. My parents, my grandparents were born in Nigeria. My loyalty is to my country. We will not be part of anything that will pull down the roof. We have mentioned it. SDP is not part of pulling down the roof. But SDP as a party will talk to the people in power to be careful not to pull down their own roof with their own hands. Because this is what they are doing now. They are trying to pull their own roof with their own hands. And we are telling them, don't do that. You don't own Nigeria. About 8.20 million votes produce the president. The population of Nigeria is over 250 million. So they are not the majority. The majority are innocent people that are dying, that are suffering from hunger, from starvation, from insecurity, from maiming, from barbarism. So APC is not in the majority. The majority of the victims of democracy are Nigerians. And the president should know this better than any other person. He invested to ensure democracy prevails. There is no justification for having palpitation. Nigeria is for all of us. All this nepotism and so on and so forth is a primitive idea. I am a product of Nigeria. It wasn't just my tribe, the Fulani, that made me who I am. A collection of brilliant Nigerians made me who I am. The input of Nigerians made me who I am, that I'm standing here today. And I'm grateful to all Nigerians. My loyalty is to my country, not any other thing. So we believe in democracy that we embraced, that we cherished, that we protected. People die. In every election, people died. And President Bola Tinubu should know better. What happened in the last election in Lagos, what happened in June 12 in Lagos. In my presence, I saw how young people were killed, shot and killed and taken away. Did you ask their parents how they feel, how they are feeling? What is democracy? Government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We are not running a military regime, a unitary system of government. And the reason why there are multiple political parties is to have different ways and ideas on how government should be run. We are not antagonistic to this government. President Bola Tinubu knows that we are not antagonistic to him, but we are straight and sincere to him. We believe he can provide leadership. We have confidence in him. We have mentioned here that our belief that is President Bola Tinubu will do much, much better than President Muhammadu Buhari. And that is our belief, but we are not getting that result, so we have to rest alarm, we have to rest concerned. The senators must know it is in their own overall interest to do justice to themselves, to their constituency. Most of them cannot go to their constituency today due to pressures. And that's why this local government autonomy will help them. They will have an oversight function to ensure that the utilization of funds in the local government are properly being used. So they are not doing it to favor anybody, but to reduce the level of migration